viewers, greetings and welcome to this episode of Leadership Matters, a video series highlighting the stories and experiences of global leaders and providing leadership advice. The series is hosted by Avinash Ananda, a recognized leadership advisor, happiness strategist, and a motivational keynote speaker. Over the course of more than 30 years, Avinash has personally mentored more than 1,000 leaders and trainers and trained more than 1 million individuals from all walks of life in 30 countries. Our special guest for today's episode is Dolan Bastya. Dolan is the Senior General Manager, Business and Marketing, Asia Pacific and Country Head, Hong Kong at Glenmark Pharmaceuticals. Many people find great inspiration in Dolan's journey from a small town girl to the top of the pharmaceutical industry where men predominate. She received numerous business excellence and leadership awards from the organizations she worked in, such as Glenmark, Novartis, Sandoz, Cipla, Emcure, Zuventus, and many more. She has received recognition as one of the top 30 inspirational women in India for her work in the healthcare industry in 2022. She has led business development efforts for market entry strategies for Asian nations like Hong Kong and China.
Welcome, viewers, to another episode of Leadership Matters, and we have with us Dolan. Dolan in Bengali is Dolon. Huh? Is that correct, Dolan?
That's right. That's right.
You heard Dolan's impressive profile. Dolan, my mother speaks Bangla.
That's great.
And your mother is in Kolkata right now. Is that correct?
That's right. That's right.
And you are in Mumbai, and you are leading the entire APAC region and also country head of Hong Kong in your organization, and all sitting in Mumbai. So you hold the remote control.
Yeah. The profile is such that most of the things we need to manage remotely. I lead the marketing for Asia Pacific region. So my team, 80% of my team members, they sit in different parts of the Asia Pacific region. So the job profile is such, and I also work as country head for Hong Kong. So entirely is remotely.
Wow, this is fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about geographies. Two questions come to mind. One is that this remote control or remote leadership from in different geographies, how easy or how difficult is this? And does geography make a difference to chemistry? When I say chemistry, I mean between people, the connection, the communication. This is one part of it professionally. The other part personally that comes to mind is we spoke of Bangla, but you've also been mostly Northeast. Is that correct?
Yes.
Assam?
Right.
You are from Assam. Does geography make a difference to leadership?
Geography, I would say not in today's world. It was maybe 20 years back or a few decades back. But now, thanks to the technology, right? Today, the world is connected. It's not about, Asia Pacific region or any particular region or the states within India. It's the way the technology has connected the globe, last 1 decade or so. So it's amazing. So today, I think leadership, any part of the world, is really, doesn't make much difference. And that we have learned during COVID as well, right? Like most of the offices from face-to-face overnight, we shifted to, most of the places it's Zoom or something digital platform where we got connected. Right. But yes, in terms of emotional, in terms of dynamics of the country, emotions of the country, people's feeling, right? It varies. And language is often a barrier when you handle multiple countries. But fortunately, in Asia, most of the countries, English is a common language. Mm-hmm. So in that way, it's not difficult in today's world.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice. And your tell us a little bit about your background. How did it happen that from Assam, when you started off, how did your journey begin?
Okay, that's great. So I belong to a very small town of northeastern part of India, Assam. I was born and brought up in Tejpur. I don't know whether you have ever heard about the name of the place, but it's definitely a beautiful township to visit at least once. So I did my education there. I did my post-graduation in zoology and, zoology and biology from Guwahati University.
Mm.
So after that, I was planning for PhD in bioscience only. That time, I it was destiny that I happened to join healthcare of pharmaceutical, and without knowing much about the job profile, to be very honest, maybe the designation that was mentioned in the advertisement was somehow misleading for me. But after I was the first lady medical representative of Northeastern India, maybe 20 years back, 2 decades. At that time, it
Wow.
was dominated by male in the pharmaceutical industry. So I happened to join as a first medical representative of one of the number one company that time in Northeast India. So after that, there are females that has joined in this field, and they are really doing very, very good now. We'll see a lot of females leadership position in pharmaceutical across industry, across. But I was the first one to be the medical representative, female medical representative in Northeastern India. So there, this journey started. But
Congratulations. That is fantastic. Dolan,
thank you so much.
uh, you became this by accident, or I mean,
By
for
accident.
you?
By accident, I would say
Yeah,
by accident. It was not planned. That's the reason I said it was destiny. And when
amazing.
I started working as a medical rep, I realized the agony that healthcare, the human beings have, right? Because day in and out, I used to see people in hospitals, in different places, in different stages of their life. And that time, I realized there is a lot to contribute if I can work for healthcare industry, and that's what first motivated me to continue the journey. But after doing post graduation, I also did bachelor of education, and I was planning to do PhD. So after that, that time medical representative job, it was really difficult. So I
I can
worked.
imagine. You know,
Yeah,
my dad used to be in. He was in the pharma industry all his life, and he
that's
started as a medical representative in Hext Pharmaceuticals, which is now
that
Aventis. Yeah,
right, right.
and I know the stories because even it's hard work.
Yeah,
Going to the
it's a lot of
doctors,
hard work.
yeah,
Yes.
and then going to the chemist, and you being the only or the first lady medical rep, was it challenging? How did you overcome that?
Yes, it was challenging uh, at the beginning, but being different always sometimes helps as well, right? So I used to get a different treatment at doctor's clinic. I mean, there are many guys waiting, and I was the first one to, get a chance to meet them.
Nice.
So those were the advantages as well. And after spending 1.5 year, then I went through a couple of trainings and all. Then I shifted to Mumbai as a product executive, the starting of my marketing career in pharmaceuticals.
Mhm.
And that was, and today I'm like working as a senior general manager and heading Asia Pacific marketing and country head positions business. So that's how the journey started. But it's
Wow.
very, very wonderful. I mean, it's a wonderful experience to be part of this industry and to see that many women are doing so good in pharmaceuticals in today's time.
Speaking of women, what's your belief about women as leaders? And you've just won, congratulations, a leadership award. One more leadership award. Is that correct with White
Yes,
Page?
that's right. Yeah.
What is this award about? And it is to recognize you. I was told as a leader who is inspiring other ladies to to break the so-called glass ceiling.
Yes, yes. So I got another award, which is Top 30 Inspirational Women Leader of India this year.
Uh-huh. Oh,
So
super, super!
yeah, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you
So
so
what?
much.
What? So is it all about grits, guts, glory? What is written behind you? Huh?
Yes.
Is
This is my
is that
story actually, kind
that is
of guts and
it?
glory. Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
As I
So
said, I started from a very humble background, right?
sure.
But I was blessed to born to a family where the parents were very, very supportive. In that time, also they never differentiated being a boy child or girl child, right? All the facilities for my education, for my upbringing, everything was taken care of by my parents. And my father himself was a very strong person in terms of empowering women. His contribution. I mean, the way he's looked at me many years back, today I can see my reflection in that. So my beliefs,
What?
my
What? What? What was it that he looked at you as what?
the way that nothing is impossible being a female, right? There are a lot of challenges we face in different phases of our life, right? So in one of my recent posts, I mentioned that the dropouts of women in India is very high, after they have the child. Almost 56%, I think, women, they leave at the age of 30 their work to
I see.
take care of the child. And even as such, the married woman working in India is very less. It's not even 50%. So that way, I see there are a lot to do in terms of empowering women, giving little consideration, maybe because they are working, they're also having a dual role, right? Because the generation of women who are working now in leadership position, fortunately or unfortunately, we were born in such an era where the gender role were very much taught to us. So we need to balance the work, the home, and everything. But at the same time, I feel that what I got my from parents, financial independence, being a girl, is very, very important. Being a woman, right? You can be from a very rich background. It doesn't matter whether your husband, your wife, your father-in-law is very, very rich, but your individual financial independence is something which is a must for every woman. So for that, I mean, there are hurdles. There are a very, very fact that maternity leave will be part of your journey. So those hurdles, those things will come in between. I think if you can balance both work and home together, there are ways how you can really balance, right?
How do you balance?
A little support.
How do you balance?
The first thing is, I think the family support is a must, which I was very lucky to have from my both side, from my parents' side, from my husband's side. So that is something which has always helped me. At the same time, I think at least in today's era, when I was going through this phase, that time the maternity leave was also even 3 months or so. Now I think most of the companies, corporates have realized the fact, and now the maternity leave was at least 6 months or so. And there is also a way how you can work from home, you can balance things. So first thing, you should be very clear what you want to achieve as a woman, as a leader, or whatever, as a female, and then the other ways you can really plan.
This is fantastic. Dolan, do you know how many things you've said so far? It's brilliant. We spoke about you being innovative, about doing something different, about what you mentioned twice, nothing is impossible, once your father also told you. So the main thing, your message, what I understand to young ladies would be, probably one would be, believe in yourself. Is that true? Regardless of your background, you can be different. You can break any barrier. So believe in yourself. Number two, you said that it helps to have support. So those who are blessed with the support, that's great. Those who are not blessed with the support, they should take as much support as they can. Support can come from family, from organization. And the third thing you said is having clarity. I like that very much, because you said a lady who has to balance between work and home should have some idea of prioritization, of managing time, and knowing what is more important and what is less important, and so she can let go of that without feeling guilt. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Lovely,
so self-motivation is something that is very, very important. As I said, that it was destiny that today I'm part of a healthcare industry. And as you asked me whether it's by accident or it was planned, it was destiny, and you can say accident. But when I see that I work for an industry which is dealing with the human lives, right? So there is a lot you can do as a human being, part of healthcare or pharmaceutical industry. I will just give you an example of what has happened 2 years back, right? When the global pandemic came, it was all of a sudden. We didn't know what to do, and we knew that getting a vaccine for COVID will take its own time, even if you fast track it. So the organization where I work, we were the first one to get an approval, formal approval for a COVID drug with a favipiravir, right? So, and that drug could save millions and millions of lives during that global pandemic. And that satisfaction, that motivation is something which really, really, you can't compare with anything. Work for an organization who invest so much in their research and development. And, when people are in crisis, when mankind is in crisis, the organization can bring such innovative drugs for it. So that's something that really, really, matters a lot. and that motivates you as a human being, and that finally reflects to your goal, your priority. That's how I put it.
I love that. I love that. So, in one line, this would be self motivation through contribution. uh,
Yes,
because when you attach yourself to a bigger cause than yourself,
absolutely, absolutely,
so
absolutely,
self effacement or putting yourself in the background can increase self motivation. What a powerful thought. Okay?
absolutely. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely, Dolan. Huh? So, Dolan, I also want to know a little bit about your family. And what are these medals behind you?
Okay. So
Are they medals or what is it? It looks like
this is
medals for them.
my husband is a marathoner. He is into marathon for last, I think, 15, 20 years. He's a regular runner. He
Wow,
is a
you
fitness.
run with him?
Sometimes I started. He has actually inspired me. He has inspired many people, I think, who has become
That's
runner. He
fantastic.
is also in healthcare industry. So
Lovely, lovely.
yeah,
He's taking care of his own health also. That's good.
yeah, yeah.
Huh?
He is a
You
strong.
guys, you both run in the same direction or different directions? That's nice. That's fantastic. You have kids also?
I have a daughter.
You
She
have a
has
daughter.
just crossed, passed her CBSE 10th boards exam.
Okay, okay. Is she like her mom? Is she like and mom and dad like full of grit, guts, glory? Huh?
She's kind of mix of both, but at the same time, definitely this also applies to her. I will give an example.
Yeah.
As I said that uh, I was, I mean, when I joined after my maternity leave from 6 months of her, I had to go for and remain away from home for weeks or so. So she's the one who always have learned that probably she is very self-sufficient kind of child, and
Uh-huh.
especially I will give an example when this her 10th board exam started. I was not there the initial just before that. Every child during that time would love to have parents around, right? I was back from Hong Kong from one of my tours just previous day of her exam, but
Yeah.
nothing has actually impacted all these things, and she learned that she has to take care of her studies, everything into I mean of her own. So
Hmm.
we are there for her mental support, all type of support, but
Sure.
finally she managed everything of her own, and we are very blessed to have a daughter like her.
Good, good, good. So creating more and more leaders, both at the home front as well as at the work front. That's fantastic. So, Dolan, what comes to my mind? We've spoken about digitization in the healthcare industry. We've spoken about contribution when there are times of need. We've spoken about your personal journey a little bit. What is your leadership style?
Okay. So my leadership style, I would say it's more of adaptive leadership, right?
Mhm.
Because we are leaders who are handling different generation of people at this point. And now in my team, there will be, I'm expecting more and more, at least the interns that are coming, they're Generation Z. So their temperaments are different, right, than
Right.
millennials. They are more well connected to the world. They are more, they are more, they seek more justice for the social cause and something, right? So they are not like what we were, but they are totally different. So I believe in adaptive leadership. And I know when I'm sitting in a room with my team, 10 people, I may not be the smartest one in the room, right? I believe that strongly. But at the same time, I believe the experience that I have gained 20 years of working in the field, I can definitely, try to influence them to bring the best out of them. So
Two quick
that's
questions.
what, yeah.
Two quick questions. Um, Destiny, we spoke about quite a lot, and taking charge. Which one is more
I believe
powerful?
more of taking charge, though it started with destiny, but I believe more of taking charge. And I think we really, at some point of time, we can change the destiny as well.
Okay. Second question. Um, uh, should a leader know more than his team members or her team members? Should a leader lead from the front, or should a leader be a facilitator from the back?
Of course, leaders should lead from the front. That's what I believe. So unless you lead from the front, you can't get the trust. you can't lead the team to the top common objective of the organization or whatever you are working. And it's like, you just do and let them follow. But at the same time, I believe in the journey as a leader, my responsibility is to influence them, to bring the best out of them, which which may be a stretch for them. They themselves may not have realized that they have that potential. But at the same time, as a leader, that's my role. That's where
Yeah,
I am.
Bharat,
The
I
reason you
love
have
it.
to lead from the front, and then people can really see what they can achieve, by little bit of stretch or push or whatever they need to do.
I think this is fantastic because you've shared that they say leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. That is leading from the front. But you also said the leader is a facilitator and a supporter and a coach and a nurturer, who shows them that they are even bigger than what they thought they are.
Yes,
Lovely,
absolutely.
lovely, lovely. Huh? So let me summarize all this for you, Dolan. Is there anything else you'd like to share, or shall I put it all together? Apart from whatever I've already shared, I've got something formed in my mind about you, which I'm going to share. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
You want to write it down? I got something there.
Yeah,
I got. Actually, I was thinking, should I go with the alphabet like A, B, C, D? So I said I'll stop at A, B, C. So
okay.
A is adaptive leadership. Your style is very adaptive. You move with the changing times. B is boldness. There's a lot of boldness in everything that you do, everything that you say. There's a sense of courage involved. B, boldness. And C is contribution. So if I was to sum up your leadership style, I would say these are three things: adaptive, bold, and contributive, adding value at everything you do, at every stage, whether it is for your daughter or whether it is for your team members, or it is to society, you are adding value. That is contributing. That is fantastic. Another thing, very quickly, you like it? Is this correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah.
One more, DOLAN. First, I was thinking I should go. D is for dynamic, O is for optimistic, L is for leader, A is for aspirational, N is for nice. Then I said, no, let me not do that. I don't know if you got that. Let me give messages, okay, from what you said. Let's take D is for dare to be different. The first,
Absolutely.
the first lady medical rep in entire Northeast Asia dare to be different. Sitting in Mumbai, handling remote, different languages, different cultures, one mission, one vision, one company, great values, powerful. Dare to be D. O, open to possibilities.
Wow.
Be open to possibilities. This is what comes out from your name. Message. You
Yes.
could put this up on a wall or something and show it to your team members. L. L, I would say, is lead from the front. It's very, very powerful message. You just gave it just now. A will be aspire for the stars. No matter what level you are at, you always are looking at the next level. And that next level is not now, it's a quantum jump from where you are right now. No wonder your career also is moving in that direction. And that's the way you're contributing for your company. A is aspire for the stars. And N is either what your father says, which is nothing is impossible, or N is never give up, which is what your life story says. Okay? That no matter what the situation, you're able to find a way adaptively. Okay? Do you like that, Dolan? This is your message.
Absolutely. Thank you
Huh?
so much. Absolutely. I've never thought this way, but this really, really, it's
It all
huge.
came
It's a
from
huge.
you. I just put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Huh? Wish you all the best. What's next for you, Dolan? Do you have a vision? Do you have something in mind for what's going to happen next, or is it continue to do what you're doing and be your best, and the rest will follow?
I think being part of healthcare industry, my next vision is to work for really for the patient care. So, though most of the companies in India or in our markets, they focus a lot on medications, market gaps, but there is still a lot of portion to be done for patient care. When we talk about patient care, it comes accessibility of medicine, education, even a medicine which is prescribed by a doctor. If the way the patient is taking, whether it's the right dose, right way of taking, that can decide the efficacy of the medicine. So
Sure.
educating patients is a huge thing, and where I want to really work in future. At the same time, I just wanted to share quickly
Please,
something that
please,
I sorry.
please go ahead, share.
Yeah, yeah.
Please share.
So I also work for underprivileged children, and recently I have also started working for animals against their cruelty. So that's a very, very big part of my life. So I really
Brilliant.
want to work on the laws which are there currently against the animal cruelty laws. These are not very stringent, and we need to do a lot for them. There are a lot of cases which happens in after we actually got recently our one pet. I mean, that's my baby, Shih Tzu baby. So after that, we started working for this field, and me and my husband both we work for both the cases. One is underprivileged children, and now we have started working for the animals as well. So this is another mission of my life to contribute to them and bring some more smiles to their faces.
I think that's fantastic. My mission is to make happiness go viral. Hmm? Yeah. And
That's awesome.
so
Happiness
it's
to viral.
yeah, because we have the other viruses. No, why can't we make happiness go viral? It's a positive one. And when I hear of work that is being done by people like you and your husband for underprivileged children, we are like Robin Hood. We may charge big money in the corporates, but when we go, we do a lot of free work for orphanages, old age homes, and things like that. So it's very heartwarming. So I think this is a beautiful last message. Dolan with the dil. Dil is heart. Okay. That no matter what you may achieve in your life, the real fulfillment comes when you give back to those
Absolutely.
in need.
And there is
Brilliant,
a lot
brilliant.
to give back to the society. Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much. Lovely talking with you. Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye.
And I just wanted to
Yeah,
once
yeah,
again
sure.
thank White Page International for the recognition.
Of
Right.
course.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
I'm really,
You,
really,
you,
I'm honored to be part of this interview session with you, Avinash. Yeah.
you 100% deserve all the recognition, and may you get a lot more because you're giving. You have to get back. That's the way it works. Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Bye bye.
much.
Bye bye.